Everyone has a story. Some are whispered in the quiet of night. Others echo across generations. But the best ones? They inspire, they challenge, they move us. Welcome to A Story to Tell, where history meets hope, where faith meets the real world, and where every tale points to something greater than ourselves. I'm your host, the storyteller, and in each episode, we uncover powerful, faith-filled stories of courage, redemption, purpose, and perseverance. Stories to steer your soul. Stories to share with your kids before bed. Stories you didn't know you needed until now. This isn't just another podcast. This is a story to tell. You know what the Bible says about the character in this story. The younger of two twin boys, the one who clutched his brother Esau's heel even in the womb, wrestling from the very start. He was clever, ambitious, even a bit of a trickster. You know that story. You know he swapped a bowl of a stew for his brother's birthright. You know he disguised himself to steal a blessing meant for Esau. You know he ran, and oh, how he ran. From an angry brother, from a broken home, from a past he wasn't proud of. But that's not the rest of this story. You see, Jacob wasn't just running from something. He was running to something, though he didn't know it yet. One night, while fleeing through the wilderness, he laid his head on a rock and dreamed of a ladder, reaching up to heaven. And angels were climbing up and coming down. And there, at the top, stood the Lord himself, offering Jacob the same promise once given to Abraham and Isaac. Not because Jacob earned it, but because grace doesn't check resumes. Still, Jacob's journey wasn't easy. He found himself in the household of a man named Laban, a man as tricky as Jacob himself. For 20 years, Jacob tasted his own medicine. He learned what deception felt like from the other side. He fell in love, worked 14 years for Rachel, was tricked into marrying Leah, and finally left with wives, children, livestock, and the weight of unfinished business with his brother. And that brings us to the night it all changed. Alone by the river Jabbok, Jacob wrestled. But this time not with Esau, not with Laban, not with his guilt or his past. He wrestled with God all night. And when morning broke, he was left with a limp and a blessing, a new name, Israel, not deceiver, but one who struggles with God and prevails. And that was the turning point. Jacob, the schemer, became Israel, the patriarch. He reconciled with Esau. He became the father of 12 sons, who would become the 12 tribes of a nation. He led a family that became a people chosen by God. And when his life neared its end, Jacob, the man who once ran from home, was reunited with his son Joseph in Egypt. And with trembling hands, he blessed each of his sons, not perfectly, but prophetically. Jacob's story is a powerful reminder that God can write straight with crooked lines. From deception to destiny, from fleeing to fulfillment, his life shows us that our past does not disqualify us from God's promises. In fact, it often becomes the very canvas on which God paints his grace. You may have a past that feels like something to run from, but take heart, God may be using it to prepare you for what you are running toward. Like Jacob, you are not defined by where you started or what you have done. You are defined by the God who calls you, changes you, and walks with you, even if you walk with a limp. Jacob didn't have the cleanest past, but God wasn't finished with him. And maybe, just maybe, God's not finished with you. And now that you know the rest of this story, you have a story to tell.